Am I wrong for kicking one of my bridesmaids out of my wedding party? I, 29 female, am getting married to the love of my life this winter. I picked my bridesmaids out way ahead of time and asked them all one by one if they would be my bridesmaids on the big day. Everyone said yes, and I was ecstatic. The day is getting closer and some big events are just around the corner. Jack and Jill, bachelor party, wedding shower, etc., which we've all been awaiting forever. Unfortunately, one of my bridesmaids has developed a chronic illness recently and has really been struggling with it, becoming much less reliable lately because of it. She has already had to miss a few small wedding related things due to her illness. If I can't fully rely on her to be able to help out all of the functions, I'm not sure that her being a bridesmaid is a good idea. We've been good friends since high school, and I know she was excited to be a bridesmaid, but I've made the decision to find a replacement for her. She didn't take the news well and told me she was extremely hurt by my actions and wasn't even sure if she would be attending my wedding as a guest. She claimed I don't care about her and only care about myself. I told her she was being selfish and that I had to do what was best for myself and my big day. Now she won't even speak to me. Am I the a-hole? You guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never been a bridesmaid. But isn't like the maid of honor the one that's supposed to help the bride the most? And what exactly does a bridesmaid need to do so much that she has to be there for every single event, or else she needs to be replaced? I'm so confused. And correct me if I'm wrong, honestly, I've never been a bridesmaid before. But I thought like the maid of honor and the girl side of the family and the wedding planners and like all those people did the majority of the like bulk of the work, and like the bridesmaids were like there for like small little things and to be at events. And she's sick, like she has a chronic illness. It's not like she's there missing for her own selfish reasons. I feel like if I was friends with somebody for that long and my wedding was so important to them and I was like such a big part of their life, I would want them to be there for me and to be by my side on my big day. You know what I mean? Like, not everything has to be for the aesthetics, you guys. Some of you are very selfish. Am I wrong for throwing a woman's divorce in her face after she insulted my marriage? Throw it away. I, 28 female, have been married to my husband, Harold. Is it Harold or Harold? Anyways, Harold, 29 male, for the past 5 years. A bit of background. Harold and I have what most people would refer to as a traditional marriage. He's the breadwinner and I'm the homemaker. So all the responsibilities in the home are my job, and all the responsibilities outside the home are his job. Harold and I agreed to pursue this type of lifestyle, and it benefits us both equally. Unfortunately, we've had our share of judgment and harsh opinions from people that simply don't understand our marriage. I don't get it. When did traditional normal marriages where a man goes to work and a woman stays home become stigmatized? I'm sorry, but what? We've had a few friends and family members tell us that Harold is forcing this life on me. I'm wasting my best years, etc. I try my best to explain to people that our marriage dynamic is consensual and is what makes us happy. It also doesn't make it any easier that I'm the only woman in my friend group that doesn't work outside the home. Yesterday, I had a girls' get together with all my friends, 8 of us in total. A friend of mine asked if she could invite one of her coworkers, Nina, 32 female. My friend told me that Nina recently went through a messy divorce and that she could use some girls' time. I've never met Nina, but I didn't see any problem with inviting her. Nina comes over, she introduces herself, and everything was going smoothly. A couple hours into the visit, Nina asked me what I do for work. I told her that I didn't have a conventional job and that I'm a homemaker. Nina gave me a confused look, which I'm very used to at this point. She then asked, why would you want to be cooped up in here all day? I told her that my husband and I are happy just having a more traditional marriage. She rolled her eyes and said, oh, right, it's what you and your husband wanted. I asked her what she meant by that, and she said no woman who was born after the 40s actually wants a traditional marriage. Their husbands just convinced them to want it. I then said that her comments were a bit rude, generalizing and belittling. She kept giving me judgy side glances and clearly wasn't taking me seriously. The last straw was when I overheard her tell one of my friends, well, at least OP doesn't have kids, especially daughters. I just can't imagine them living a life like this. I was pissed off and said, you're right, Nina. This isn't a happy life to live. When I need tips on how to become a depressed divorcee at 32, I'll give you a call. You guys, you know what this reminds me of? You know, like in Disney Channel, like when the bully is like bullying the the nerd or something, and like the nerd stands up to the bully and they're like giving a monologue. This is literally that just reminds me of this. I don't know. Everyone heard it. The room went then silent. Nina then started crying and left. A couple of my friends left and called me a B word for stooping so low. A couple of my other friends stayed and said that Nina deserved it after being so rude to me first. I spoke to Harold about what happened, and he's on the fence about the whole thing. Am I the a-hole? OP didn't do anything wrong. She just defended herself, to be honest. Because if you don't like the way someone's marriage is going or like the type of dynamic, as long as it's not abusive or oppressive, why does that bother you? And I'm so confused. When did a man going to work and a woman staying at home become so stigmatized? I think that's what everybody did. If I'm honest, I honestly that's what everybody did. But apparently not. Am I wrong for refusing to fire my new administrative assistant because my wife feels insecure? Around 2 months ago, I, 52 male, finally bit the bullet and spent some of my lab budget to bring on board administrative assistant. It's been wonderful. As I got older, I received more administrative responsibilities, and I never realized how much of my day was spent scheduling, answering emails, and coordinating events. My new hire has done a fantastic job getting those tasks off my plate. She's a 22-year-old recent college graduate, which I am only mentioning because it becomes relevant. About 2 weeks ago, we had a bi-monthly lab lunch and we took a picture captioning it, welcoming our new administrative staff member to the team, and posted it to our lab Instagram. Apparently, this led to all my wife's friends, including my sister-in-law, seeing the picture. They proceeded to give my wife unsolicited advice about how this was a sign I'm considering cheating on her, which I have never done and will never do. They argued that should ask me to fire my new hire to test my integrity. I refused because that's effing ridiculous and likely illegal. I'm sorry, but if I just got fired for no reason at my new job, I would be so upset. In this economy, now my wife's friends are convinced I'm predatory scumbag, and my wife is angry that I, quote, don't respect her enough to stop people from thinking I'm throwing her away. This might be where I'm the a-hole. I responded that I think the real problem is that she's friends with a bunch of crazy divorcees, which I honestly regretted saying because my sister-in-law's marriage had fallen apart last year. However, as my sympathy has waned, I'm starting to double down on as an accurate characterization of those morons. I'm making this post because I think this whole situation is absolutely absurd, and for the first time in our marriage, I can't see how her side is reasonable in any way. I literally get to spend more time with my wife. Now that I don't spend an hour answering emails before bed every night, I don't see how this is a me problem or even a us problem at this point. I don't think I have done anything even slightly inappropriate, and this is entirely her problem. Maybe I'm completely off base, but I need a third perspective. As long as the P is not flirting or being inappropriate, why can he have a young help or assistant or whatever you want to call it? And nowadays things are so expensive, especially like college students who don't have previous work experience or having such a hard time finding jobs. Imagine how fair and unfair it is for someone to fire you from your new job without even no notice or no reason, just because you're young and you're a woman, just because some lady is jealous of you for simply existing. If this man is being inappropriate, it's one thing, but he's not doing anything to anybody, and this young woman is only existing. Like, this is one of those things like where women just hate other women simply for existing. If your man is out here being a dog, take it up with him. Like, why the hell do you have to? Why does some poor young lady who just came out of work have to suffer? I mean, who just came out of college and probably has his first time job have to suffer because of your own insecurities? Like, what do you guys think? Some people are crazy.